So guys, I thought I would do something a little different today. I might do a vlog on Mondays. And so I want to talk about something that I have noticed over the years in dealing with a lot of adults, is that a lot of us as adults tend to not do things for the first time. And so that's why I titled this video, "When's the last time you had a first time?" Now, I've been a choreographer and dancer and teacher for going on 20 years now. And over the course of that time, I've taught literally thousands of kids here in Nashville and across the country. And in teaching those kids, I've also dealt with their parents. And one thing that I've noticed is that I kind of have a reputation. Forgive me, I'm in my front yard, so it's gonna be some traffic. I've noticed that people have said that my choreography and that my classes are very difficult and that I'm very hard on the kids, which I am, but I think that builds character, so I will always do that. But those kids will be in my class and I will say or give them a movement and they will instantly say, "This is hard, I can't do it." And then the parents will say, "Don't give up. Don't be afraid. Do it anyway. You can do it. You can do it." And eventually, the kids will get it. Then I'll do something like offer a class for adults. And I'll say, "Hey, why don't you guys come in and take this class? It'll be a good way to exercise. It'll be fun, something different." And most of the time, the parents will say, no, I can't do that." And I'll say, "Why?" And they'll say, I'm afraid. I'm too scared. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to embarrass myself. I might fall. I might do." Like, they give all these excuses. And I'll say to them, "You guys are being such hypocrites right now, because you are the same people that told your kids to not be afraid and do it anyway." And when I say it to them, they'll kind of get quiet and look at me and they'll think about it, but they still will refuse to do it. So when I tell my students, you cannot grow as a dancer if you're comfortable all the time. And that goes with life as well. If you're comfortable every single day of your life, then that means you're not doing anything different and you're not growing as a person. So I encourage adults to do something that they've not done before, to do something that they've wanted to do but have been afraid to do. I tell my kids all the time as well, when I was teaching all the time, that it's okay to be afraid. Courage is not ever being afraid. Courage is being afraid of something but doing it anyway. That's how you have courage. And a lot of adults in this world today do things every day that they don't want to do, but they feel they have to, and refuse to do the things they want to because they're afraid to. And that applies a lot even with the stuff I talk about with being an XJW. When you leave that organization, a lot of us are still afraid to do things because we've been indoctrinated to be afraid to do things. That also applies outside of the organization because the world has a way of indoctrinating fear into adults to keep them in line. So what I would challenge everyone to do, and the point of this video, is to say, when is the last time you did something for the first time? That is the only way that you can grow and get better as an adult. That is the only way I was able to go from sleeping in a parking lot to having my place. That's the only way I could go from having a job that I hated to having a career that has spanned almost 20 years. So if you have something that you've wanted to do for a long time but been afraid to do it, go out there and do it. Go out there and try. I tell my students a lot of times, don't be afraid to fly. They always say, what if I mess up? And I always reply, what if you do amazing? What if you do something amazing? Think about how it's going to feel to do something that you thought you were going to fail at, and then you get to a point where you are amazing at it. Or if it's something that you do for the first time and you think you're going to do badly at it, and you do it for the first time and you're amazing. Even if you do it for the first time and you stink, like I did when I first started dancing, we used to go out in the middle of the street and dance, and everybody in the neighborhood was way better than me. I went home for a whole summer and stayed in the house and practiced. Then the next summer I came out, I was dope. And everybody was like, oh, Keith, all right, you dope, you dope. So it feels good now looking back that I took that chance. Even when I took the chance to actually be a dancer when I was working at Comcast, I took a chance. I was afraid. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I was really poor when I first started. But eventually got to a point where that was all I did for a living. It was the first time I'd ever considered doing that. Really, I thought about it for a long time and I didn't act on it. When I did act on it, it took a while for me to get to this point, but now I'm here. So I think that if more adults stop being afraid to do things, that more adults would be happier. And not to sound cliche, but the world would be a much better place if more people were happy. So, not to make this a long, long rant, I would just ask everyone watching this, when was the last time you had a first time? And if it's been a long time, it's time to do it now. All right? Thank you guys so much for watching my channel and supporting me. I'm going to have a live stream tomorrow in regards to whether or not the Jehovah's Witnesses in the Watchtower illegally or immorally induct children into the organization. That's going to be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Peace.